Hey guys, I'm Becky and welcome to another reading vlog. We are starting this vlog on Tuesday, March 4th at god-awful early in the morning. At least to me. It's currently 11. I've been up since 7. And I'm tired, guys. I am so tired. I guess I'll go ahead and just explain why I'm up, because I am not normally up this early. Well, I guess I normally am, but I'm usually just waking up and getting ready for work. As you may or may not know, Tuesdays I work from home, currently at least, but yesterday, Monday, I had a bout of insomnia Sunday night going into Monday and didn't go to bed until like probably 7:30, 8 a.m. I don't know. And honestly, even when I did finally fall asleep, wasn't even really that tired, and then woke up maybe after 3 hours of sleep and still like didn't even feel like, holy crap, it's gonna be a long day. So needless to say, I finally was exhausted at 10:30 last night and went to sleep, slept hard, 8 hours, and now here we are. Yeah, I was gonna force myself to like stay in bed and wake up at my normal time, but I figured, you know what, I'm awake. Let's just get a jump start on the day. So I've been doing stuff for like the vlog and everything. I'm about to do some work, but I am going into the building today to do some work as well. So I'm just trying to like, you know, take it easy because I'm about to start my period, thus the insomnia. So I'm just kind of just like trying to relax. My mental state is starting to get to like a good spot lately. I'm not as anxious or as uptight as I have been the last few months. So I'm just trying to like protect that at all costs, you know? So I have had some breakfast. I have prepped some overnight oats that I will either eat later today for lunch or possibly just wait until tomorrow, because I did put some strawberries in it, and I then, like, the strawberries were about to go bad, or like, you know, they're on the end of their life. So I chopped up some to put in my oats, and then I just chopped up all the rest into a bowl with some sugar and ate it for my breakfast this morning. So I'm not sure if it's wise to eat an entire carton of strawberries in one day. So I might not consume those today and maybe push it to tomorrow. We'll see. But I wanted to start this vlog so that we can talk about books. So what are we reading this vlog? What is the plan? There really isn't a plan. There's no plan here. I just kind of want to read some silly little books, share some silly little thoughts with you guys. I don't really have a plan. I figure I will probably just vlog until the end of the week and, you know, just mood read through the books that I have on my TBR / whatever tickles my fancy, because I think we're gonna start this vlog already veering off course by reading 2 books that are not, actually possibly 3, that are not on my TBR at all, but I'm in the mood. I'm just in the mood. So those books are the last books in the Ice Home and Ice Planet Barbarian series. I just feel like it, you know? It just sounds like a silly, goofy time, and that's what I'm in the mood for. And I also feel like my friend Selena is probably also going to like speed through those really quick as well, because she's behind on her like reading goal for the year. And I can feel that, you know, linked up mindset that we need to just finish these books. Because for Ice Home, I just have 2 books left, which is Daisy's Disaster and Flor's Fiasco, which there is one other person that won't be paired up from Ice Home, but maybe that's going to happen in a different series. Maybe it's going to happen in this book and she just doesn't get her own book. Maybe there's going to be, you know, a different series that actually ends up happening from this series. Or what if she's going to be in the next generation? Because we also have all the kids, and I feel like Ruby is going to eventually write books about the kids. No idea. Maybe she's going to die. That'd be crazy. But I just have those 2 books for Ice Home. And then there is a novella for Ice Planet Barbarians that came out. So I'm like, why don't we just, you know, So I think that's the plan. I think I'm going to go ahead and read those. What are we going to read after that? I don't know. So welcome, hang out, and let's talk about some silly little books. First, before reading, I've got a delicious little lunch plate going here. We've got a string cheese stick, some Greek tzatziki kettle chips from Aldi, which are so fucking good. And then I cut up some green bell pepper with ranch. And we're going to watch the episode 3 Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. So I'm living my best life, folks. Hello. I need to make this quick because in typical fashion, I'm running late for work, but I wanted to update you guys really quickly on my reading because I did start a book and I anticipate I might finish it tonight at Silent Book Club, so I kind of want to talk about it before I'm like, hey, by the way, I started a book and finished it, yada yada. So I started Daisy's Decision. I thought it was Daisy's Distraction, but I think that that was a different book, like Dyalla or something, Dyalla. Either way, it's a decision, not a distraction. I did start it, and it's interesting so far. I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but it's interesting. Also ignore the hair. My curls are setting. So it's about Daisy and, is it Iraq? I can't remember the guy's name. But they have not resonated, but Daisy has just gone through something traumatic and is really feeling it. She still has not resonated, and that's the whole reason she came to this planet, was to be loved. If you know her backstory, you know her past trauma. And it still hasn't happened yet. And it's down to just her and Flor, and then Tia, who's at the home tribe. So she's feeling it. And she decides that her and her friend are going to kind of force resonance with each other, that they're going to kind of like become pleasure mates and then talk to the healer and see if she will turn on or kind of nudge their quiz to each other. So that she can start a family and have a baby. And like really it's just about like her wanting a family. It's not even necessarily about him as of right now. And he is feeling used. He is used to being like passed over and not good enough and pushed aside. So there's like a whole bunch of tension and not good communication, but it's not bad communication to the point yet where I'm annoyed by that, because that is my least favorite trope, is miscommunication. So yeah, right now I am like 55% of the way through it, and they have decided to take a break, so now she kind of needs to like prove herself to him that she does love him, but at the same time resonance has still not happened yet. I am intrigued, but it's definitely not my favorite, at least so far. So just wanted to update you. I'll see you later. Hi, it is Thursday night. I'm here to update you because I finished a book and I've started another one. So I have finished Daisy's Decision. It was okay. It was alright. Didn't love it. Possibly one of my least favorite. I don't think it's like the worst one that I've read. I feel like that was like Harlow's, because I think that was the one where like there was like a huge communication barrier. It doesn't feel like consent to me. but it's up there. It's up there. Like it was fine. It was alright. I think I gave it three stars? 3.25? Like I liked the ending, but like the whole beginning half, you know? So I guess yeah, it's definitely not the worst one, but definitely one of my least favorites. So then I have started Flor's Fiasco, and so far I'm into it. I'm not that far into it, but I'm liking it. And I do know, based on the cover and the description and the trigger warnings and the fact that there is no other books past this, that something crazy is going to happen in this book. And I'm pretty positive that we are getting another spin-off series. At this point, I have no idea what that means. So what's that gonna be about? So I definitely wanted to update you and tell you, because I feel like I'm gonna have like some crazy thoughts to express. We might have some spoiler warnings in here. For now, we'll just tell you the person that you think Flor is gonna get with doesn't happen, because Ruby is shady and she's messy and she likes to cause drama, and I love her for that. I truly do. I definitely thought, I totally agree with her that it would have been boring if she got with who we thought she would. So I'm ready. I'm ready to consume whatever Ruby is feeding me in this book. And also, it has been like brought to my attention multiple times by my friend Selena that me reading the author's note at the end of each of these books is nerd behavior. And to that I say pish posh, you know? I find out really good information from these author notes, and I'm always telling her stuff, and she's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, from the author note. I read the author note at the end, and she tells you like why she wrote the story this way, or what's coming up, or whatever. It's a little update. It's like a blog post at the end of every book, and I read them, and then I know more things than you. She's like, what a nerd. And I'm like, no, What an intellect. But yes, I just wanted to update you because I feel like tomorrow when I update you that I'm going to have some things to say. Because I'm going to go upstairs right now and I'm going to read. And then I'm going to tell you about it. So just want to tell you that. Also, tomorrow I took the day off work because I'm going to some live murder podcast recording with my mom. What podcast? Couldn't tell you. What's it about? I don't know. But she wanted to go. Does she listen to it? I don't know. I have a lot of questions tomorrow when I meet up with my mom. But we're gonna like get dinner and go to this podcast recording, and it should be fun. I'm excited. I have no stake in the game, so it should be great. But I'm definitely onto the part of my PMS where I'm starting to get like phantom cramps, and I hate that for me. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can get through it, and I just want to start already, but also I don't want to ever. So that's how I'm feeling. Hello from the couch yet again. Same outfit, same couch, different day, I swear. So last night I did finish Flor's Fiasco. I am giving it 4.25 stars, I think. I really liked it, and the main reason I liked it is because of all the stuff that's going on in the background and what like this means for the series and things like that. But I feel like my one complaint is that we didn't get enough of Flor and a wreck. So like we have like people missing, strange things happening, all this stuff going on in the background, and it honestly kind of took over the story. And Flor and Erec don't have like a cookie cutter romance, so it seemed kind of strange that it did take such a back seat. Like I liked the way that it progressed. I liked the way that it, ended up happening, but it kind of wrapped up a little too quickly, a little too easily. And that's because of all the stuff that was going on in the background. So Flor does not believe that Erec wants to be with her because he has been like in this kind of this kind of long distance relationship with Tia. And I kind of wish there was a little bit more groveling, a little bit more proving, just a little bit more of making Flor feel like she is wanted. And like while that did happen, it just didn't happen enough, like I just feel like it happened, but it was like very easy, convenient, because all this other crazy stuff is going on. So I did enjoy it, but it's definitely not my favorite romance. It's just probably one of my favorite books for the plot, because the plot is plotting in this book, and it is official. We have a new spin-off series. Now, I think this is where I'm just going to end right now with this world, because I need to figure out, do I read the like main series that this next spin-off series is kind of like it's like a branch of two. So like there's Ice Planet Barbarians, which then had Ice Home come out of, and then there is another series which I can't remember what it's called, but that then turns into the series that is also connected to Ice Planet Barbarian. So this is like the next series, if you will, is kind of a bridge between the two main series, Ice Planet Barbarians and whatever that other one is called. So I don't know, like it says like if you want like the full background, read that series first. So I'm not positive if that is what I'm going to do, because I also need to try to like wrap my mind around like the reading order, because there is a way that you can like read all of Ruby Dixon's books, and I have so far not followed that except for when it comes to Ice Planet Barbarians and Ice Home. But there's other series that kind of like you're supposed to slot in to get even more background, I guess. I don't know. So I have to figure out how I'm reading it. I've got to, create a thing in my reading journal as a tracker and stuff like this for this new series, because I thought that this was it. I thought this was the end, and it's not. So I think right now, like, as far as like this vlog, I think this is where we're ending with the Ice Planet. I am going to read that little novella that is from Ice Planet Barbarians really quick, that one that like just came out. But then I think I'm going to, like, that'll be it for this vlog of talking about that series, or that world, that universe, if you will. So what to read next? Like I said, I'm going to read that little novella, but then I don't know. So I kind of have to like gather my thoughts, figure stuff out, because I know that there are definitely quite a many book that I would like to read this month, and I don't have a ton of time, especially if it's books that I want to talk about while vlogging. Yeah, I gotta figure out some things, but I wanted to update because I did finish a book, and yeah, we'll see where we go next. Okay, update from the couch. I have done some reading, I've done some research, I've made some executive decisions. So I think what I'm going to do in terms of the Ice Planet universe, I don't think I'm going to read any more books this month by Ruby Dixon, but going forward, I think I'm going to go ahead and read the 3, I think it's called like Clone Planet or something. I don't remember. But the 3 books that immediately follow Flor's Fiasco. I think I'm going to read those and then read the novella from Ice Planet Barbarians because that came out after those books, so it might like give a nod to something that I won't understand if I read it right now. So I'm going to read those 3 main books, then the novella, and then once I get caught up there, then I will go back and read Ruby's backlist and get like the full picture of what's going on in this universe. Because there's a lot. There's a lot of books that I still need to read. I feel like I've already read more than I haven't, but still. So that's my plan. As for the plan of this vlog, I have like 3 silly goofy KU romance, like fantasy romance, that I have on my TBR, and I think like this reading vlog is just going to be like silly goofy fantasy romance. So I'm going to start out with Her Dragon Daddy by Roxie Ray. I'm going to start that right, I'm going to start that right now. And then I have, that's only like 200 pages, and then I have one that's just under 300 pages that is about, I think, the Fae, that I'll read after I finish that. And then if I have time, I have like a 200 page, like 199 page book about dragon shifters, I think, that maybe if I have time I'll get to that, because I'm not positive if I'm gonna like it, because it's about like a slave woman who has to like choose somebody to take to her bed every night, and I don't know if that'll be for me. As we know, I'm a big huge fan of consent, so we'll see. So I think because we only have like 3 days left of this vlog, let's just make it a silly goofy time, and I'm gonna start Her Dragon Daddy. Alright, I am about to leave to go to that podcast recording with my mom, so I will update you guys tonight to tell you what it was about, how it was like, and things like that. But I did want to show you my little outfit for it. So I have this really long cardigan with this black tank top that has these beautiful gold buttons. I just have on jeans and then these green boots. Hopefully you could see that. My balance is not great today. And I wanted to update you to tell you that I did start Her Dragon Daddy. It is really good so far. I've only read 3 chapters, but it's about this woman who, when she was a teenager, she fell in love with this guy. Him and his whole family just like upped and left one day without a word. She found out she was pregnant with his child, and then she later got married to a guy who like raised her son, and then they had a daughter together, and I don't know what exactly happened, but it sounds like either he cheated or was abusive or something. She was like, I don't foresee him contacting us because he got an excellent deal out of what happened. So I'm not sure what that's about, but they have moved back to the small town that she like kind of grew up in. It's where her grandma lived, but she was like there all the time, and that's where she met her first love. So they moved back there. Him and his family have not, or like her old love and his family have never come back as far as she knows. But apparently in the last 4 years, which it has been more than 4 years since the last time she came there and kind of like asked about him, they have moved back. And so now she's back. It turns out that her first love was a dragon. And the reason that they up and left was because he was about to come into his dragon, and that creates like a lot of like anger and aggression and like kind of danger. So they left to like get him out of that situation, and nobody would find out what he is and what they are, because I guess like his father and brothers are also dragons, but I'm wondering if his mom is a human. And I think that's exactly what's going on with her son, because he is 17 and he's having all these anger issues. So I'm 3 chapters in. I just got to the part where they see each other for the first time, and then her son comes up and is like, hey mom, and like him and his dad are identical, so it's obvious, and it's just like the uh-oh moment, and then I stopped. I want to read more so bad, but I have to go, so I did start it. So far it's really good. I'm excited, so I will update you tonight. Hello, I am here to tell you that this morning I finished a book, and that book was Her Dragon Daddy by Roxie Ray. Now, what am I rating this book? 5 out of 5 stars, you guys. I did not expect this book to be as serious as it was. I really thought that it was just going to be like a ridiculous time. At the same time though, like I told you, it's about a woman comes back to the small town she grew up in, only to find that the man, well, he was a boy at the time, who ended up leaving her when she was a teenager, who she then found out she was pregnant with a child with, he has shown up to town and she's had to break the news to him that he does have a child with her. A 17-year-old child. And fun fact, he's a dragon. Now, I guess like that is a bit more serious, but I just kind of figured like it would be a little bit more silly goofy, a little bit more smutty. And it's definitely not like a clean romance by any means, but I feel like if you're somebody who does love smut, but you're also like, some of these books are just getting a little too much, a little too detailed, a little too crazy. And you need like a little bit of a break, I think this series might be good for you. I don't know if, well, I guess I should say book 1 is good for you because I don't know what the other books are like. I don't know if because this one is dealing with a hidden child, if you will, that it was so serious, but also I know that book 2 is dealing with the love interest has an abusive ex. So I feel like the whole series is going to stay pretty like romantic, but yet sex on page, but yet also serious. So I loved this. I thought it was so good. I was so like drawn in and intrigued, and I felt like the plot was really, really there. Like the point wasn't to just have like the most descriptive scenes on page, which I feel like some books that's kind of like the whole point of them, which is fun and fine. But every once in a while you do want like a more serious story, and this kind of like was the best of both worlds. I really liked it. I have already added book 2 to my Kindle shelf because it's on KU. So I've already added it to my library. I don't know when I'm going to read it. The plan is like soon-ish, just not in this vlog. But I liked it. I really thought I was going into just like a ridiculous smutty time, but it really had some thought behind it, and I really, really liked it. So I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars because it was just fun. It was good. It was entertaining. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So now I'm going to move on to The Throne of Shadows by Evangeline Anderson. This one is about a fairy princess who has no power and is married off to her enemy who she believes killed her brother. And I think like her point is like, I'll take revenge and kill him. But it ends up like he wants to help her unlock her magic. I'm gonna assume that he's not the one that ends up actually killing her brother. But at the end of the description it says, what happens next? You'll have to read this. Enemies to lovers, he falls first, praise kink, who did this to you? Sex magic, spicy dark fantasy romance to find out. Author's spicy note, this one gets spicy, don't say I didn't warn you. So I'm excited. I think this one also may, I don't know. Do I think this one, I feel like this one, because of length, it's 296 pages, whereas the last one was like 216 or something, then it might be a more serious one. Because sometimes like when it's really just smut, it's like, 500 pages. Whereas this is like a normal length book, but you never know. So we'll find out together if this is just as serious, more serious, or less serious than her dragon daddy, which you would think that would be the most ridiculous one. So yes, that is going to be my next read. I also wanted to tell you about my night last night. I had such a good time, and I have subscribed to the podcast. Apparently you can watch it on YouTube, so I'm intrigued. So it was a live, it wasn't a recording of the podcast. I think that they're telling the same story in each city, but it was a live viewing, I guess you would call it, of the podcast Crime Junkie. So if you've heard of them, I feel like I may have heard that name before, but I'm somebody who doesn't listen to podcasts. I'm not positive on why, because I feel like I would love them, but I feel like at the same time, if I have time to listen to something, I'm going to pick a book over a podcast. But it intrigued me a lot, and that's why I subscribed to their YouTube, because I was like, if I can watch it, I feel like I'm more inclined to check it out, and I just really had a good time last night. So basically what happens is, we were at the Fox Theater, which is stunning, and they had like the stage set up as if they were like sitting in their studio that they normally record on, which is like, a couch and shelves and plants, like kind of like a living room. And above them is like a giant screen. And so like on the screen, it would show like interview clips or images or like things like that would probably be in the YouTube, like as if you were watching the podcast on the YouTube. So it would like show you like the pictures of like, the crime scene and stuff like that while they're talking and telling you about the crime. So it was interactive, kind of in the way of like they're talking to us personally. They're not like recording a podcast and just talking to the interwebs. Like they're talking to us there in Detroit. And like sometimes they would like say stuff to like get a reaction, but there was no like back and forth. Like the audience did not participate in any sort of way. And then what was really cool is like, you know, they tell you about this case, which is wild, and it's a cold case, and it's over 30 years old. And at the end, they had us all scan this QR code, and it was a pre-written letter to the Attorney General in Colorado asking them to reopen the case. So it was just very interesting. Like, I would definitely go to another podcast thing again. I would definitely go to another one for Crime Junkie. But yeah, we had a great time. Me and my mom went out and got dinner downtown, and then we went to this, and it was just like a good time. And then like the whole way back, we're like talking about the case and like our theories and stuff like that, and I just loved it. I totally loved it. Today, for some reason, I got like, I don't know, 3-4 hours of sleep, and now I've just been awake. I've been up since like 7 a.m. and it's now 4 p.m. So I'm probably gonna crash eventually, but maybe I'll just power through and just stay up, because also like it's 4 o'clock already. Because I think I want to edit my Read 'em or Reap episode 2 really quick and then get that put up for tomorrow. And I will start the Throne of Shadows, and then I'll let you know what I think. It is like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning on technically Monday morning, but I haven't been to bed, so it's Sunday night to me. So I wanted to update you because I'm hoping, hoping to end this vlog tomorrow because I have not finished my book. But I wanted to update you because I haven't updated you since I started the book, and I'm hoping to read it right now and then hopefully finish it either tonight or tomorrow and then give my final thoughts and end the vlog. So I'm like 5 chapters in. I've gotten to the part where she has met her enemy / arranged marriage husband for the first time, and they've just gotten married. And so far the vibes are kind of like a little bit all over the place. I feel like this book might end up being a little bit predictable or something. I don't know. So let me just give you like my preliminary thoughts. First 5 chapters, we have, first we meet our main character, who I cannot remember her name right now. It's something with an A, I think. But we meet her. She's basically talking how like, she's not like other girls, but like not in that way. She is from the Seelie Fae court, the summer court, and all of the female fairies are thin and blonde and very, you know, like angelic and fragile and wispy and things like that. And she is plus size, dark hair, like can't lose weight to save her life. She has no power, by the way, and just like the epitome of the opposite of their court. And so like her father hates her because her birth killed her mother, so he like blames her for the death of her mother. Okay. She has these like twin incest cousins who also like terrorize her, and the only like solace was her brother. He was the only one that like treated her kindly, but as we know from the description of the book, supposedly her new husband killed him. And that's why she like wants to exact revenge on him, because she truly did love her brother and he loved her. So you like fast forward to like she's like a little bit older now. I'm not exactly sure when her brother died, but it's now like we've only seen him in like a flashback kind of like her telling us about how much he cared about her. So I'm not like, before we get into like the husband part of it, I'm not loving that it's kind of, I mean, I'm loving that we have plus size representation. I'm loving that our main character is the plus size representation. And I'm going to assume that like throughout this book, like she's going to gain confidence and like he's going to love her curves and things like that. But it's just like, it's annoying and stupid to read her be like, you know, I'm fat and ugly and I have these giant breasts and everyone has teeny tiny breasts and everyone has tiny nipples and tiny little areolas and I have big giant dark areolas, and just like, you know, I get to her because of like, you know, beauty standards in this realm that like she's been told this is ugly. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, there's a hat for every head. There's a guy that you are going to be the epitome of beauty, and like, come on. So there's a part of me that's just like, here we go, you know? And it feels very much of how like, because us as a reader know that like those things are totally fine and normal, and it just is reading like other books, especially like you see it a lot in YA where it's like, you know, she's thin and big-breasted and blonde and I have brown hair and I'm just mousy, you know, and it's just like, come on, just have some confidence and you'll be way hotter. So I didn't love that, but at the same time, like, I appreciate it. Like, at least it's that, but for plus size, instead of just like, you know, you're stunning, but supposedly you're ugly. 5 guys are going after you, but you're ugly. Whereas like her, like nobody's ever gone after her and nobody has made her feel beautiful. So like it's justified. But then she starts to tell us about the Unseelie Court, which is the Winter Fae, which is where her husband is from, the Dark Fae. They have much different beauty standards. And my initial thought, and even something her husband says, which is like, it's time to take you home or bring you back home, which could totally be like, you're my wife now, so I have to bring you back home because this is where I'm from. But I'm feeling like she is supposed to be in the Unseelie Court. Like she's from there. Maybe her mother was from there. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. And then in terms of her husband, like, I feel like it's very obvious it's probably going to turn out that he didn't kill her brother, or if he did, there's a good reason. I don't know, but I know that they're going to fall in love. It's all going to work out. But so far, he finds out that her cousins hurt her right before the ceremony and goes like full on my wife. I loved it. I was like, ah! Loved it. Loved it. So yeah, I'm digging it. I'm really excited to like really dive into it, and I'm just excited. Like I'm getting good vibes from this book, and I'm ready to like jump into it. So yeah, I'm gonna get in bed. I am going to read, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Tuesday night and it is officially time to close out this vlog. Yesterday, I did in fact finish The Throne of Shadows by Evangeline Anderson, and I just simply did not have time today, or earlier today, to update you, so it's happening now. So I did finish it. Things went downhill very quickly with this book after I updated you about my initial thoughts. This book was very much more in the erotica category than it was like smut or romance. There's a plot, but the plot is to like figure out who killed her brother and to awaken her magic and unite the two kingdoms once again. But all of that was solved through sex. Hold on, I have to let Pepe in. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, everything was solved by sex. And so our main character, our main female character is a virgin, and like to the extreme. Like she has no idea how babies are made. She has been told that like, you know, once you're married, your husband will mount you basically, because she makes a comment that she didn't know that it could be done any other way besides your husband taking you. And I think that she knows like the mechanics of it a bit, of like his penis goes in your vagina, but other than that, she didn't understand about sperm or anything. So it's very much like, have you guys ever seen that TikTok where it's talking about smut books and it's like this high-pitched female's voice who's like, I'm held by my captor, but he's just so good looking, and he's just like, hello, love, and she's like, why is he so attractive? I just can't control myself. Like, that's literally the vibe of this entire book, but it's not supposed to be funny. It was strange. It was very strange. So the whole thing is just very much like that TikTok sound, but real, or, you know, it's a book still. And then, like, I was kind of looking past it. It was annoying of just, like, how innocent, naive she is, and I just don't know anything, and, you know, whatever. But I could have gotten past it. It still definitely wasn't going to be a 5-star. But then there are 2 scenes. Like, the first one already was like, I don't know about this. And then it happened a second time where the first time she's poisoned with a love spell, but it's, like, so potent that's going to kill her. And, you know, it, you know, creates all these lustful thoughts and things like that to her body, and like sensitivity and stuff like that. But it fills her breasts with a syrupy aphrodisiac, I guess, and she ends up nursing her husband. And it happens on 2 separate occasions. And that is not a kink for me. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. The first time was like extremely weird. The second time wasn't as weird as the first time, but still weird. I'm sorry if that's what you're into, but no. So the book got 2 stars.
Like, Freud would have a field day with those scenes. But the whole thing was just like, I don't know, nonsensical, just ridiculousness. And I don't know if I'm going to read something else by this author. It was just so strange. Like, I think it's so funny that I thought for sure this was going to be the book that had like a legitimate plot and would hook me and I'd want to read more in the series, whereas her Dragon Daddy I thought was going to be ridiculous and I would probably not read past book 1, but it was the exact opposite. And a fun fact that I found out about her Dragon Daddy when I was filling out my reading stats is that the author's name, Roxie Ray, I believe is what the author is of that book. It's not one author, it is a group of authors who write together for this series. And I was like, oh, that is so interesting. Like, I don't know how they divvied it up. I don't know if it's like, you know, 1 or 2 authors from this group wrote the first book and then, you know, different people from the group are going to write the subsequent books because there's 6 total. Or if they all kind of have their hand in it. Just super interesting. I didn't know that. So, just a fun fact to tell you. So yes, I am definitely ending this vlog on a low note because of the last book I read. So strange. Don't forget to keep reading, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! People say